Hey Leo, how are you? It's John. Sorry so late getting this to you. You know, we had a lot of Christmas things we had to do, but let's go get straight to what we want to talk about. Number one, let's talk about your setup. And from what I can see, and almost with every club in your bag, it's the same thing. When you line up, what you're telling me is that you are lined up looking at the target. This would be what I would think you're aiming at right here. Because of your foot line and your shoulder line and your club, it looks like you're aimed to hit the ball that way. So your ball should end up going that way, okay? So when you swing, and we can go, it's every club that we worked on, you know, you swing a little upright, but when you come down, you look and see that the ball is starting to the left. So the ball ends up being out here instead of over here. And that's not what we want. So I know how we can improve, and I'll go through each club with you and let you see it's the same thing every time. You got your foot line here. That means that you stand parallel to your target, so the ball should start there. But when we speed this up, we notice that your shoulders are even more closed now, so they're almost facing this way, okay? And then when you start to swing, you swing the club and it looks like the ball should be starting on that line or somewhat right of it, and you take it back, and there the ball ends up going to the left again. So basically you're hitting what's called a pull. Okay, so you're pulling the ball to your target every time, as with the driver. And you can see for yourself, I don't have to explain it to you anymore. You see that the ball, now you're aimed over here, okay, even more pronounced, because you're trying to get the ball to finish more on the target that you think you're hitting at, okay? So, and I can show you again, same thing. You start back, swing it back, you swing through it, but again, the ball ends up being even more left, okay? So I know where we can start on Thursday. Okay, now that was your setup and your aim. Now let's talk about why you're hitting the ball to the left. Okay? Now, you're set up and your head's behind the ball, which is good. You got a nice setup, you really do. But there's one thing in particular I want to point out to you, and this is mainly why you hit the ball to the left. If you look at your hands, you have what we call a strong grip, which means that your left hand is turned clockwise to the right, which means that when you swing the club back, and you can just watch, your club face is square to the ball, to your target, but your hand is turned more to the left. Now, I'm sure you probably heard that somewhere along the line, said something, you need to put your hand stronger on the club. And that could be the case depending on how your club face is. But when you swing the club back and you turn back, your impact position is not going to be the way you were holding the club at the beginning. Your impact position comes back to neutral, which if you look at your club face, you'll see that it will be closed. Okay, so it's already pointing to the left when you hit the ball. Okay, so your job, our first job, is going to be to work on your grip so we can get the ball started on target. Okay, so look at it again. We turn back. We swing the club up. You have somewhat of an early wrist cock. You swing it down, and at impact, see how the club is pointing to the left? It's already pointing to the left, so that means that that ball is going left. It was not, your club face was not square at impact. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is work on the grip. With this club as well, you can see, and this is your hybrid. We'll speed this up a little bit. Your head's behind the ball. Your setup is decent. I don't mind it. It's more of a strong setup than a neutral setup. We're probably going to change that too. But when you swing it down, you'll notice that your club face is pointed to the left again. Okay? So that means that the ball is going to the left. Okay? What we need to do is we need to get that grip, because your impact position is not like that. Okay? Your impact position, you come back to the more neutral position. So your thumb is on the left side of the shaft, probably almost under the shaft, your left thumb. So we're going to need to turn that left thumb, or turn that hand to the left, okay, which is counterclockwise. That's going to give you a weaker grip, which is going to allow your club face to be square to where you're swinging. Okay? So that's what I believe, I know that's the first thing we need to work on, is your grip. And that's going to get you to square the club face. Your swing is a little bit, it's not as round as I would like. It's more tilting than it is turning. And when you start off, because your grip is strong and you hold the club the way you do, you see when you start to cock your wrist, that almost makes you start tilting. Okay? And you can see that because your right shoulder goes up and your left shoulder goes down. Okay, so it's more of a tilt than a turn. And I'd like to see you getting on a more rotary swing plane. Okay, and there's nothing. You got great athleticism, and it looks like you could make a nice, easy turn. You are flexible. You may not believe it or not, but that looks like a good swing. And I believe that with a little time and a little work, we can get some good work done on your swing. Okay, so I'll let you see it in whole right there. Okay, that looks like a good swing. Okay, and I think we have a lot of good things to work with. Okay, so I will see you on Thursday. Thank you.